Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Now, this is not a story I would typically do, but I couldn't resist. This is just too great, and it actually does have a happy ending, so stay tuned. Look, I usually cover Hollywood, not grocery stores, but since this is a grocery store that's predominantly in Hollywood, I thought, let's handle this one because it's a great story. Guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Trader Joe's. It's a sort of a lower price, but still quality ingredient supermarket. I was a big fan when I lived in LA, and it was sort of established to make like sort of give you the value of their sort of home brands that they trade from other markets and countries to give you sort of the best quality ingredients for a cheaper price. I was always partial to their cheddar puffs, similar to Pirate's Booty, but the Trader Joe's world's puffiest brand. They also, though, had some other brands, such as Trader Jose for some of their Mexican products, like their beer, or Trader Ming's was sort of how they handled their Asian food, for like the pad thai noodles. And so I never saw any of this as a problem. I don't think anyone really did, until a high school student decided to set a petition to remove the racist packaging from Trader Joe's products. Managed to only get about almost not even 6,000, 5,800 signed. Let's read this, shall we? And let's see what Trader Joe's did. So this is what sort of demanded that Trader Joe's cancel their Trader Jose and Trader Ming brands, guys, because it was so offensive. Here we go. We demand that Trader Joe's remove racist branding and packaging from its stores. The grocery store chain labels some of its ethnic foods with modifications of Joe that bellies a narrative of exoticism that perpetuates harmful stereotypes. For example, Trader Ming's is used to brand the chain's Chinese food. Arabian Joe brands Middle Eastern foods. Trader Jose brands Mexican foods. Trader Giotto is for Italian food, and Trader Joe-san brands their Japanese cuisine. Furthermore, the Trader Joe company takes pride in the fact that founder Joe took inspiration in building the Trader Joe's brand from a racist book and a controversial theme park attraction. What? We must learn more, both of which have received criticism for romanticizing Western imperialism and fetishizing non-Western peoples. We learned directly from the Trader Joe website that the first Trader Joe's store had a nautical theme and was run by people who were described as traders on the seas. Guys, I'm getting nervous. At the time, Joe had been reading a book called White Shadows in the South Seas, and he'd been to the Disneyland Jungle Trip ride. It's called the Jungle Cruise, girl. Come on. And it all just coalesced. To this day, Trader Joe's crew member consider themselves traders of the culinary seas and are known for their bright tropical pattern shirts. It's true. I love it. They're very friendly, very nice place to work. Never had a problem, and always very, very nice. The book White Shadows in the South Seas are also made into the silent film. Okay. This work demonstrates the horrific legacy of trading companies as they exploited and enslaved the South Pacific in the late 19th and early 20th century. Many of these regions are still at a disadvantage today because of how traders ravaged their people, their society, and their natural resources. So we must ban Trader Joe's, guys. Are you with me? Even though this story calls out the abuses of trading companies, although it perpetuates other racist tropes, such as that of the noble savage and white god narratives, common during this period, Trader is still part of the grocery chain's name. It leaves the question, what in particular about the book inspired the company? Likewise, the Disneyland Jungle Cruise ride, if she gets it right this time, has received criticism of misappropriating indigenous culture and perpetuating stereotypes of native people as primitive and savage. Because yes, there were never any primitive native people in jungles, ever. The ride features animatronic people only identified as headhunters and natives, dressed in some sort of, which culture is unclear, traditional dress, performing a dance and playing music, and threatening violence towards visitors. It has been criticized as exoticism at its worst, due to the exposition of humans as an attraction that otherwise focuses on animals. Given the extensive history of human zoos in the United States, this attraction is unacceptable. In addition, these animatronic people only seem to serve as the punchline of jokes as part of the ride's experience. All these people in masks that are not making fun of any specific culture. How dare they? The particular display of exoticism is especially confusing given the context of Trader Joe's, because it again leaves the question, what in particular about this theme park ride inspired the company? The Trader Joe's branding is racist because it exoticizes other cultures. It presents Joe as the default normal and the other characters falling outside of it. What? What? They are Arabian Joe, Trader Jose, and Trader Joe-san. The book White Shadows in the South Seas is racist because it perpetuates the myth of the white god and the noble savage stereotypes. It becomes even more racist in context because the founder of Trader Joe said that was and he was inspired by this book in some way when creating his company. A book which shows traders' exotification of non-Western peoples turned into violent exploitation and destruction. The Disney Jungle Cruise is racist because it displays caricatures of non-Western peoples alongside exotic animals, fake animals, as an attraction at a theme park to be gawked at. The common thread between all these transgressions is the perpetuation of exoticism. Really repeating that. Didn't have anything else to say, did you, author? The goal of which is not appreciate other cultures, it says you, but to further one and distance from the perceived normal. The current branding, given the essential context, then becomes even more trivializing and demeaning than before. What at first seemed at worst insensitive, further is called into questions. Woo, man. So here's the response. Thank you. Trader Joe's issued this statement. They will be removing racist packaging after online petition. Yes, this was happening. While this approach to product naming has been rooted in lighthearted attempt to inclusiveness, we recognize that it may now have the opposite effect, one that contrary to the welcoming, rewarding customer experience we strive to create every day, said Kenya Friend Daniel, National Director of Public Relations for Trader Joe's. With this in mind, we made the decision several years ago to use the Trader Joe's name on our products moving forward. Since then, we haven't been in the process of updating older labels and replacing any variations with the name Trader Joe's, and we will continue to do so until we complete this important work. At this time, I don't have an exact date, but we expect the work to be completed very soon. Packaging for a number of the products has already been changed, but there's still a small number of products which is the packaging is still going through the process. So that was the response to this petition. They sort of bowed down to the mob, it wasn't even that many people, it was less than 5,000 I think when this happened, and caved to it. But guys, just when I was about ready to rant on Trader Joe's doing the unthinkable there, they actually decided to change and not actually do it. They decided to not change it. They decided to go back and realize, you know what? We don't have to change anything, as the update here says. They decided, you know what? Never mind you online petition. We're going to keep things the way that we want. Here's the statement. We want to be clear we disagree that any of these labels are racist. Thank you. Took you long enough, but bravo. We want to be clear we disagree that any of these labels are racist because they're not. They're not racist. My God. We could have an argument about Aunt Jemima. I've looked into that one. I understand Aunt Jemima. I don't think it was continuing to be racist, but it was based off of something that, guys, look it up. It wasn't great. It wasn't great for maple syrup. But my God, this was not racist. Some high school kid just doing an assignment. We do not make decisions based on petitions. Yes, finally. We make decisions based on what customers purchase, as well as the feedback we receive from our customers and crew members. If we feel there is a need to change, we do not hesitate to take action. Those products that resonate with our customers and sell well will remain on our shelves. Bravo! Bravo! So there you go. It took a few days, but they finally reversed course, and I have to say, good for you. I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Some high school student just repeats themselves over and over about the normalization of Western culture and oh my God, this is a joke. Trader Jose. Jose is a common name. It's a common Spanish name, just like Joe is a common American name. They're not making stereotypical comments or talking in weird stereotypical voices or accents. They're trying to show a worldly place to learn ethnic cuisine. If anything, I think it's great. Trying to put Trader Joe's pot stickers or Trader Joe's pad thai to me is even worse. Why not try to make sort of the culinary world? Find out who the Trader Joe is in each country and make the food based off of those people. There's not a silly caricature of them on the box. There is nothing racist about it. So now if we decide to use a generic but common name like Jose, we are now being racist, is what this woman, this high school student, is implying. If we were to use the name Ming, it means we are generalizing all Asians and we are being offensive and racist. This is crazy, the world we're in. What is going on? So when I saw Trader Joe's just immediately jump to it, I wasn't surprised because it's like, LA liberal craziness over there. And as a liberal, I'm a liberal too, but I'm just like, it's gotten so crazy that they're just so afraid of anything right now, especially given the movement, that no one has any guts anymore to stand up against this stuff. So they clearly got so when they sort of said, it felt like they said sort of this like broad, like, yeah, you know what, we were going to change some of that anyway, so we will. We're not going to promise you when, but we're working on it. And then clearly people got annoyed and was like, why'd you do that? You have nothing to apologize for, which is true. They didn't. And then they came out hard and you went, you know what? You're right. Why are we apologizing? Screw this. People buy that. They like it. No one's really told us except for a handful of people who are playing defensive, but offended. So you know what? We're not going to do it. You know what? We don't just work to online petitions. We work on what's sold. So now people put your money where your mouth is, and I bet you no one will do anything. They're still going to buy Trader Ming's pad thai because it's delicious, and it's going to stay on the shelves because there's nothing racist about it. My God, what are we doing? The Jungle Cruise? Really? That's how we're putting this whole argument? And some old book from ages ago that we're now, because he was inspired by a book about trading, he must now be held to the same century? Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry, but this is embarrassing. This is ridiculous that some high schooler can just go out there and talk about exoticism being racist, and then suddenly brands will just be like, okay, you're right, sorry. No, they didn't. Thank God. I'm glad they stood their ground. We all should be glad they stood. Good for you, Trader Joe's. Bravo, sticking against and going against this craziness we're in. This is crazy. Aunt Jemima, look, guys, look into it. I know some of my audience will be like, no, Aunt Jemima, okay. Look, that one I can understand to an extent. I understand why it offends certain people. I still don't think they meant to be racist, but the whole backstory to Aunt Jemima, it's pretty racist, guys. And then sort of the people in charge, there's not a single Southern cook or female in that mix. It's a bunch of people who just use that brand as sort of to trick people into thinking that's what it came from on the backs of them. So look, I get why Aunt Jemima's shifting. I still love Aunt Jemima as a syrup. I'm very curious to see what they rename it. I'm curious, what do you think Aunt Jemima will be called in the next version? Hit me up down below. But Trader Joe's, no, that was ridiculous. I want to see what other petitions this person makes. I want to see I wonder what they think of Pirates of the Caribbean. My God. This is crazy, the world we live in. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for humoring me watching this late night take. If you got another comment or news article you want me to react to, please hit me up on social media. I'm always looking for your ideas. And as always, please subscribe here to Popcorn Planet for all sorts of fun takes, movie news, hopefully when movies come back, and other amazing headlines that you guys will suggest. So thanks so much for watching. Hit that button, and have a great night, everybody. Bye!